Hi, I'm Raul Mosley with Bourbon and Pearls, and I'm excited to introduce you to the 11 unique boudoir photo sessions that we have lined up here for 2025. Let's start off with our classic boudoir session. This is our defining session. If there's any one session that you want to do as a boudoir client, this is it. And the reason is we work through 5 different sets and you get 5 completely different looks. So it gives you a lot of variety. So it's it's kind of like a sampler plate at a restaurant. So we start off in our bed, our satin sheets, queen size bed, and just gives you lots of opportunities to pose with sheets of whatever color we decide to go with for your session. So we can pose you on the bed with a lot of lying down poses. We can pose you kneeling, sitting. We can pose you beside the bed. It is just a wonderful prop that gives you lots of opportunities to showcase one cool outfit, if not 2. We also have what's called an Enchanted Forest backdrop, and we've used that quite a bit, but I'll just say backdrops in general because we might throw in some different looks. These are cool. They tend to be a little bit darker, a little more shadowier, a little more mysterious. So I put my light off on the side and use more shadows and introduces more of a mysterious feel to the image. Those are wonderful. The third outfit that we use, not really an outfit, but a prop, is our set of angel wings. So people either usually choose to go with the black wings or with the white wings. And these are large wings that, not quite as large as ones that you might have seen on the Victoria's Secret fashion show, but in that ballpark nonetheless. Those are lots of fun to play with. We also have 2 whiskey barrels that we got from a client of ours from her wedding. And of course that goes right with the theme of Bourbon and Pearls, the bourbon part. And those are fun to play with. You can lean over showing the front. You can also be on the front side of it near the camera showing the back end. We've done some recently where we've turned the barrel on the side and had people lean over that, and that's good for back end shots as well. So we've got the whiskey barrels. And then finally we've got the clawfoot cast iron bathtub that somehow I fit into the back of a little Honda Fit and drove back to the studio. That one we started off with just filling with fluff and whatever to simulate bubbles, but now we fill it with real water. Found a way to stop up the tub, fill it easily, and drain it afterwards as well. So if you want to use water, you can certainly do that. You could be in the tub, you could be around the tub, you could be standing, there's a lot of stuff that we can do. So 5 different sets, 5 outfits, gives you a lot of variety. That's our classic boudoir session. Now, to learn more about that session, you can go to our website, and right on the top, there's a link that says Upcoming Sessions, and you can go there and then click on the Classic Boudoir Session. On the website right now, it lists the dates of this session being available as July 9th through July 13th, and that's true. But the Classic session will always be available. And we'll be spending more time in Indiana. So, even if it's August or December, whatever, and you want to do a classic session, we can make that happen for you. Let's look at the other 10 shoots that we have slated for 2025. Also coming up here in July, we have got the Enchanted Forest Woodland Nymph photo session. That one's going to be an outdoor shoot. It's going to be at a lovely farm that we've done a lot of shooting at in the past. Gives you the opportunity to shoot in a wide open field and then also in a little forested area. So we've done natural shoots out there before, kind of playing on the wooded theme. But this one, we're going to go for more in terms of props. We're going to have floral wreaths, floral crowns, laurels. We're going to have some flowy veils and probably some other types of wings and other props. We're still in the middle of planning that, but it's going to be a fun themed shoot. So that one is coming up in July. Also July 9th through the 13th. So you've got a couple weeks to book that one if you're interested. In August, we've got a couple sessions scheduled. One is called EmpowerFit, subtitled Strength and Sensuality. This is for those of you who are really into fitness and you want to show off your physique plus the boudoir element. So this one will be perfect for you. For that session, we're going to go through all 5 sets that we normally have in our classic session, but we're going to tailor it towards fitness. One of the things I might do is bring out a couple long, tall strip lights that I have that just would go right beside the client, so they shine in from the side. What that does is it creates shadow here in the front, showing off more definition. So that's where baby oil can also come in towards the end of the shoot and just get some really cool shots. I probably should get a pair of like boxer gloves too, because that could be a cool prop to have for that particular shot. Also in August, we got the Sunset Waterside Glamour photo shoot. We've done these in the past. It's a fun shoot. We do some shots out here in the late evening before the sun goes down. We do that around the edge of the pond, so there's a lot of grass and a little bit of a hilly area and some other things we can play with. We can also put you knee deep in the water and have you splash towards the camera. That's always a fun shot. But then once the sun goes down and it gets dark, that's where I get to have a lot of fun as a photographer. Because what I will do is I'll put a big light behind you on the shore and put a colored gel behind it. And what that colored gel does is it turns that water that you play with, whatever color I put the gel on the light. So it could be a brilliant red or a blue or a green. And as you have fun playing in the water, pouring water over yourself, pouring water out of a pitcher, doing whatever you're doing, it can be a really fun shot. So that will also take place in August. Moving on to September, we've got one that we've done before. We're just going to upgrade our set design, and that's called Bound by Desire, 50 Shades Fantasy. So a number of you have already done this session. We're going to have more props and just more fun with that. Also in September, Rebel on Wheels, our motorcycle session, which we have offered in the past as well. So that will be out at another farm that's close to us in Amboy, actually, but it's a wonderful location. Moving on to October, we've got Inked Allure, Tattoo Tales. And this one is all about telling the story of your ink work, of your tattoos. So in the past, we've done some really cool shots where we've showcased tattoos. I want to also produce a short video, which I'll give to you as well, that enables you to lend your voice to tell your story about your ink work. And then finally in August, we've got Haunted Elegance Boudoir Experience. This is our Halloween session. In the past, we've done this outside at a wonderful farm, but this year we're going to move it indoors to our studio because it's October and it's less cold inside our studio. We can control the temperature. I can also control the lighting better. So we've got our fog machine. We've got glowing lanterns. We've got a ton of candles. In fact, I'll probably even get more candles just for the fun of it. And Jamie's done such a good job collecting all these different seasonal props. So that will be in October. In November, we've got the Vintage Vixen Retro Romance. This one is about, well, you've got 3 eras to choose from. You could do all 3 if you wish. The 1920s, kind of that classic flapper era, the 1950s, and then the 1980s. So we'll change backdrops, change color schemes. The flappers one will probably be more of a black backdrop, probably play with editing that makes it a little more silvery, a little more, I don't know exactly what the word, but it's got, boy, I'm really stuck on that right now. It's not blurry, but it's got a dreamy quality to it. So, and then for the 1980s, for example, we might really pop with the color hot pink, maybe lime green, something like that. We'll figure out what works with your outfits. A few years back, I photographed the annual Christmas party for the Red Gold Company, and that was held out in Alexandria. And I expected there to be some good outfits, but there were great outfits. You probably take your 30th best outfit for a couple, and I would expect them to win 80s costume at some event. So anyway, would like to bring back the 80s and of course the 50s as well. Moving on to December, further into December, I've got one called Masquerade Mystique. Masquerade Mystique, or did I skip one? Feeling like I did. Hold on a second. Checking something out. I did forget one, yes. This one, before I get to the Masquerade Mystique, is called Winter Elegance, a Snowflake Soiree. This one is a winter-themed shoot. It's all about white and Maybe we put some bright red velvet drapes here and there on the side too, but it's about winter. We'll probably use those white angel wings quite a bit, white outfits. So when Jamie and I originally started Bourbon and Pearls, we thought about offering two different types of photo shoots. One that's dark and moodier, one that's more light and airy. One would be Bourbon, the other would be Pearls. We've never really done that division. We've done much more Bourbon. This will be a Pearls type photo shoot. It's bright, it's wintry, it's elegant. It's going to be really cool. I've got a lot of work cut out for me in terms of set design, so I'll keep you updated on how that goes. And then finally, also in December, that Masquerade Mystique Venetian Nights photo shoot also is going to be really cool in terms of set design. We're going to try to set up Venice the way it would have looked, I don't know. It's not going to be a huge set. I'm going to have to use creativity with my backdrop. But we're going to try to make it look like Venice a couple hundred years ago during the night of a masquerade. And you get to choose from different masks that we have available for you. So it's going to be elegant. There's going to be a theme of royalty, of being in the royal court. And that should be cool as well. So those are the 11 sessions that we have planned for 2025. They're very unique, aside from the classic Boudoir Session, which is kind of more standard for what we have. Just real briefly, 2026, I'll go through that. We've got Love and Bloom Valentine Vows. That is for you to do a photo session to generate some products to give to your significant other on Valentine's Day. We've got the Digital Boudoir Session. That one is something that we're only going to offer once a year. It's a highly discounted session. We actually just ran it last month when we came back to Indiana. And this one, you actually get the digital files from your shoot. That's something that we don't do unless you already purchase another collection, and then you can add that on top of it. This shoot gives you those images at a price point much less than any other package that we have. So those will be, I think it runs about 3 outfits, and it's a little bit of a shorter session. Does not include hair and makeup, does not include the female set assistant. You would need to provide those on your own. We keep cost low so we can pass that on to you, again, next February. Also in February, we've got one called Soul Sisters Besties Bond. So this is the opportunity to bring your BFF to the studio and have a fun shoot that celebrates your friendship. We've also got Starlit Dreams, or Celestial Dreams, Starlit Seduction. This one I'm going to pull out all the lights that we've got and probably get even more lights. I want it to be magical, and that'll be in March. In April, we've got The Art of You, Painter's Muse. This one is body painting. So if you've ever thought about doing that, then this is your opportunity. We'll probably use some glow-in-the-dark paints as well and generate some real creative images using black lights. And Lacey, our hair and makeup stylist, has already volunteered to do the body painting, and we'll probably do one of those sessions here pretty soon so we have some images to show to you. Also in April, we've got Burn the Dress session out at a farm, always a cool one. Then in May, Bare Essence, the fine art of nude boudoir photography. So this one is focused more on you. We'll use the bed. We'll use also a backdrop as well, and give you more of those classic images that the type of photography that you might see in a fashion magazine, just without the clothes. So also in June, we've got Rainbow Radiance, Pride Passion, which has been a popular shoot in the past. And then finally, Together Forever, Lovers Embrace. And this one is about couple shoots. So you can bring your significant other to this one, and we can have fun playing with different themes that celebrate your relationship. So that's it. That's it in a nutshell. 2025 and a quick peek at 2026. You can get far more information about all these individual sessions on our website, bourbonandpearlsboudoir.com, and just look at the upcoming sessions link at the very top of any of the pages. And from there, you can apply to any of those sessions as well. There's lots of book now buttons, apply here, and you can go ahead and apply for those sessions. And it's not too early to begin applying. That way, at least we can reserve your space and begin doing some planning in advance. So thank you so much for your time. I look forward to working with a number of you on these exciting sessions. Thanks.